Good morning and welcome to Enterprise Software Updates and Releases with Cat Dev. And I usually talk about software or any updates or releases that have occurred with enterprise software, basically. So basically, today's April 22nd. It's 11:23 a.m. It's a Wednesday, and uh, still the COVID-19 virus is still an issue. I'm not sure if it's gaining traction or I don't know, but I know that as of now, there's about 2.5 million people in the world that are infected with the virus, and it's a solemn. I'm not gonna say it's solemn every minute, but people are passing away and people are dying, so it's kind of hard to it's not hard to say how you feel. It's just hard to just like react. I mean, how do you react to people dying, like these high numbers of people that are dying, um and then I guess you balance it with people that do recover and positive things. So just heart goes out to people whose like family members have passed away. It's just like unbelievable. So so hopefully everything gets better and goes well with the virus. That virus is crazy. So but today, let me show my pants that I ordered from Hot Topic. I've got these Dragon Ball Z pants. I don't know if you guys watched the trifecta of Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Pokemon. So if you watch that, but here, let me show you my pants. If I could turn the camera around. Oops. Oh no, it's taking a picture. Okay. Well, here are my Dragon Ball Z Broly pants that I got. How do I do this? I wonder. Instead of me going my Super Saiyan, Super Power sweatpants. They're so cool. That I ordered. Aren't they cool? Oh my god, they're so cool. So, ordered those from Hot Topic. Oh yes, and then my supernatural slippers. Oh gosh. Oh, this is by quarantine. See my supernatural slippers. Yeah. No, the floors. Aren't they cool? Hold on. Aren't my supernatural slippers cool? Oh my god, they're so cool. What is wrong with this camera? No, the camera is not. Aren't they cool? My supernatural slippers. And then they say on there, the slippers say join the hunt. So join the hunt. And the show is over, actually. That's what they're saying. Supernatural is over. But to me, I mean, the show's been on for so long. So I'm sure it's a blessing for them that they were able to stay on that long. But the show's been on a long time. It's good, good for them to probably move on to do some other things in life. So I'm sure that they're okay with it. So Supernatural show is over. And what else is going on? COVID-19. What else? That's it. So the GitHub release, the latest, is, as this is 2019, so you can have, actually with GitHub, you can have team synchronization. So if you have the enterprise version, it automatically removes team members and teams who have not logged in. So if the person hasn't logged in and the member hasn't logged in, it or hasn't authenticated in a long while, it doesn't exactly say how many days or months that the person hasn't authenticated. It just says that person will be removed. So it's called team synchronization, where the member or the team is removed if they haven't logged in. And that's good, because if it's a big company and you have a large IT team or something, they don't have to go back and remove. If they forgot to remove a team or a member that may have quit or moved or something like that, they don't have to do it because it automatically does it. And just, sometimes maybe the GitHub is not, maybe they don't have the permissions to GitHub. So you don't have to worry about removing people. You don't have to worry about security, because if IT doesn't have access to GitHub, because sometimes maybe some of them may download it in their department and it's not, which I don't know how you could, but yeah, I guess you can. So if the person has downloaded, no, if it's enterprise, no, it wouldn't be that way. Well, okay, so, well, whatever. So if the person has left or the team hasn't logged in a while, maybe they finished the project, and it automatically removes them. So they have this IDP, identity provider, which automatically adds or removes team members. It does it through the IDP. So that's one update. Then there's a security alert, and token scanning is another added feature. Hold on one second. Let me fix this. It's a token. Okay, so a notification pushes out when a project or your software, your project depends on your project. When a project your software depends on has a known vulnerability across. Okay, so if a notification pushes out to the team or the member, if your project has software that depends on it. So if you have a project and it's linked to another piece of software, it sent you a notification that there's a security vulnerability. So if you have tokens, I guess I was looking at GitHub and Stack Overflow or Stack Exchange. You can log into Stack Exchange or Stack Overflow with your GitHub account. So just for instance, if there's a security vulnerability on Stack Exchange, it sends you a notification. So it's across if you are connected to let me see here, Mailgun, Alibaba Cloud, and Twilio. So that's what's new in enterprise. It does, which I thought that they would have already had a draft pull request, but another feature is the draft pull request to ask for input and feedback. So if you can now, as of 2019 anyway, this is already April, so you can ask for input and feedback from a draft pull request. Status update. You can set your status on your GitHub profile, that you're out to lunch or whatever. I guess now you're out. People are just out in general. I guess set their status to at home, or set their status to, I don't know, what would you set your status to during the stay at home order for the quarantine? Not quarantine. I keep saying quarantine, but quarantine is for people who have been exposed to the virus. It's not a quarantine. The stay-at-home order, is that what it's called? You can set your GitHub to stay at home, I don't know, something, whatever, at home or something, I don't know, out of the office, but whatever. They're saying that the status, you can set your status on your GitHub profile, which is probably not new to anybody. So there's a learning lab courses, which is new learning courses that teaches you how to navigate through GitHub. So let's see, because of the what? Oh, I guess I was saying that, now because of the shutdown, some people are not at their places of employment. They can take the time to do the GitHub link learning courses. So now, second thing, because I already did the team synchronization, security alerts, and what's new in enterprise. Basically, the draft pull request. You set your status to at home or whatever, or in sweatpants. That's cute. That's cool, right? Set your status to in sweatpants, or I don't know, whatever. So, GitHub. There's also a marketplace, and you can go to marketplace. There's some apps on there, and the apps, two apps that I looked at are stale after a period of inactivity. A label will be applied or marked as stale. So if somebody isn't working on an issue, it's already marked as stale and it gets removed at some point. But you can look into that, how that happens. And then there's Circle CI. You can see the status of workflows within the GitHub UI. And let's see, enable. Okay, so the Circle CI, you can just look and see. You can just filter out the projects, or you can just look at the status of all the workflows across the company and see who's working on what and what has been completed. That's Circle CI. So you can look at that in Marketplace. There are apps that are, they're not from GitHub, but they're approved by GitHub. So you have to look at it and make sure that, don't think that it's GitHub's, that it's their apps that they've worked on. They're apps from other developers that have been approved by GitHub. So you have to make sure that that is something that your company allows. And then there's C, also, so GitHub supports C#, C++, Clojure, and Go, and 7 other languages. So those are the GitHub updates. So you can enable the features. Some of them are free or paid. And also too in GitHub, when I had a testing unit testing class, I had to work on a project for open source, any like open source projects, and check out their unit test coding. So like if you're passionate about a project and you want to keep your mind going, or you're like the wheels, turning in your mind, and keep yourself fresh, it's a good thing to work on adding code to the any open source project on GitHub. And it keeps your mind fresh. You keep yourself in the environment, even if you're not like in the office with, even if you're not in the office with your coworkers. It's a good way. I think that GitHub is a good way to stay connected to developing, as far as adding code to it. You can see, like, I'm sure, like, you can see all kinds of, I would say, levels of developers, because I'm sure there's all kinds of different levels of people who probably have been developing a long time, and then there are probably students on there who are new. And I think it's a good way to keep yourself fresh. Like I think I looked at WordPress for my unit testing class, and WordPress, to me, they have a really good their GitHub account or GitHub repository is very nice and clean. So that's why I like looking at the WordPress open source repository. So, and just any open source projects out there, you can add to it your knowledge and input, because sometimes students are looking for input. Like I was trying to do a Bitcoin wallet, which was it was difficult for me to do it. So I was looking for different source code across GitHub or across Stack Overflow. So sometimes if you add something, it helps students out, because there's a lot of times that I was looking for answers on even like on Stack Exchange or Stack Overflow. So sometimes it does help. And then sometimes I see like the answers on Stack Exchange where they're saying, we're not going to help you do your homework and stuff like that. Like whatever. People are like, they're not going to help you do your homework. Nobody asked you to help me do my homework. I'm just stuck. So a lot of times don't think that people are trying to take the easy way out, as far as like when students are looking on Stack Exchange or they're posting like their work on there. They're not. They're just really stuck, and you are a, let's see, a developer that has more more experience. You don't have to give them the answer. So just keep that in mind when you see a student posting on Stack Exchange. You don't have to give them the answer, but instead of saying we're not doing your homework for you, just like sometimes somebody could be doing their homework like it's like 12 o'clock at night. They got a project, they have to turn it in, So and then you post back with an answer. We're not doing your homework or whatever. So I mean, come on, it's not called for. So I'm just letting you know because I've been there too. And I'm sure you've been actually no, because Stack Exchange probably wasn't around for some people when they were in school. It's probably more current now. People can just look Google snippets of code and just paste it. So let me move back here. So so just keep that in mind. Sometimes people aren't just like, they're not like sitting, well, somebody could, but still I don't think a lot of students are sitting there going, oh, let me just get the answer off Stack Exchange. I don't think so, because first of all, when you go to a job interview, people are sitting on these coding interviews and these coding things for hours and I mean months, trying to learn and trying to get their interviews right. So don't always think that people are just trying to get the answer on Stack Exchange, because I see, like back in the day, I saw people, like a lot of people were frustrated or posting on like, the chat rooms, whatever, like, or on Reddit. I've done so much work into preparing for an interview or preparing my projects, or you see very little people saying, oh, I just went through my computer science or my whatever college of engineering whole 4 years just fooling around. Those kind of people are not, those are very far and few in between. Those are very few people who are going to apply to that program and just waste time and get through the whole 4 years wasting time. So keep that in mind when you have somebody that's like posting on a site. They probably put a lot of time and effort into their work. And if they didn't, like sometimes they'll say on Reddit, I was a C student in this, blah, 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 whatever. So, but don't like assume that. I think that too, because I'm working on something for, I'm rambling now. Now I'm rambling. I was working on something for the College of Engineering, like working on a paper as far as statistics and where are students graduating? Are they doing their first year and dropping out because the math is so hard, or are they making it through their first 4 years? I'm working on a paper like that, so a research paper. So I would say that like the College of Engineering and and computer science programs are totally different. They're two totally different students. That's what I'm like working on in my mind. Like they're totally different. The computer science students and the engineering students. So that's why I'm trying to get background for my research paper. And like even through my own thoughts of being a student that was older, or being a student that worked part-time, and then being a student that had a lot of involvement on campus, how my work may have suffered or didn't suffer in a certain class, or because honestly my teachers never gave me a break, even if I was at the College of Engineering a lot, in the office a lot. None of the teachers ever gave me like a break. So like these are the things that I'm working on in my research paper about the College of Engineering students over here, and then the computer science students, and then you have the other end of this, you have other things that fall under the spectrum of engineering or science, the hardware people, if that is still even a major hardware. So that's what I'm working on with my paper. Just where do those students sit and how are they faring as far as, do they make it past their first year, or do they get to the third year? drop out, or do they, like, when they graduate, how well prepared are they to enter the job market? So that's what I was thinking about too, because I know that I've seen on Reddit people posting how they put so many hours into their interviewing and so many hours into their projects. So that's what I'm going into in my paper. It's my research paper. So, and I'm rambling right now. So, so anyway, that was it for enterprise software updates with Cat Dev. Hopefully things will get better with the COVID-19 virus and just whatever. Every day is something different. So, but you know, that's just the way it is right now. Hopefully things will get a lot better. And that's it. I'll do another update or release next week with the virus. Oh, and then also I'm working on, okay, never mind. I'll talk about that next week. Okay. Oh, well, I'll say it. I'm working on like this week I think last week I made a soup. So this week I'm not gonna work on soups. I'm just saying that I'm looking at soup recipes for today or tomorrow. Maybe I'll make a soup today. Isn't it? It's so filling and it's so hearty, right? Soups are so hearty and filling. And I don't know what's going on with my makeup. So soups. While everybody's doing other things, I'm doing soups. So that's it. Enterprise release updates with Cat Dev. Signing off. Thank you. And have a great day.